Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Virtual Business Owners Network on Friday, the 9th of February. And our guest presenter today is Andrew Dobbin, and he'll be talking about referral networking. And Andrew has a long history in networking, so I'm looking forward to what he has to say here. So everybody in silent, including me, and we'll turn it over to you, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Alec. Just before we start, if we can enable the sharing of the screen, that'll be fantastic. It's good to be here. I'm actually in the Stormont Hotel in Belfast, and been with some business owners this morning who have been networking and who have been passing referrals. And whenever we think of the economy, we think of all the difficulties there are. The real heroes, I believe, of society today are the small business owner who are changing lives and people in the area. So that's important for each of us. And that's really what we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about the whole subject today of referrals. I just want, before I come to this, and again, I want this to be as interactive as possible. So I'm not really seeing everyone on the screen because of the way my computer is set up. And I'm going to ask Alec, potentially if he's there. Alec, if you could just jump in and sometimes here with me and help. So I'd like you to unmute during this. I know it's what I'd like to know from each of you is how important, as a percentage, how important is word of mouth referrals to your business? So as a percentage, how important is it to your business? Or how much business do you get from word of mouth or referrals? Put a percentage in, please. Maybe Alec there, somebody could, again, if somebody's want to come speak out, if somebody's got, is anybody 50% of their business relying on word of mouth? All very quiet here.
I'd say about 75% for me. Andrew Cormac here.
All right. See, there's 40, 70. I'm starting to see some of the things coming through here.
70 here for me as well, yeah.
Excellent. Vincent Healy, 100%. Fantastic. So again, what it tells me that referrals are important to each one of us. So with that in mind, and this is where I want you to make sure you've got a pen and a bit of paper and to start and think of referrals. And if you think of anything today, it's not about what I say, but if something triggers a thought in your mind, then let's get that noted for each one of us. So how many referrals have you received in the last 12 months? If you know, drop it in the chat box. Or you want to shout out, because if you think about it, a lot of people's getting their business from referrals. So the question really is here, there's somebody with 2 referrals, 3 referrals, 10 referrals, 4. Okay, so we know what's happening in that sense, how many referrals we've received in the last 12 months. So it's understanding we need to know the numbers. And sometimes we talk about standing on the scales. So what's the scales tell us? How are we actually getting on? So if we know that, this will be very interesting about the business that the referrals that we've received. My next question is, how many referrals have you given in the last 12 months? How many have you given? And I wonder if there's a direct correlation. So Patrick, just jumping in with you. Do you know, Patrick, you said a lot of your business comes from referrals. So
yeah, I'd say I'd easily give about 1 or 2 referrals a week, yeah.
Okay. And I know that I'm in a referral group, even to that group, I would always be aiming to do at least 1 referral per week. So understanding that it's recording the referrals that we get, recording the referrals that we're given. Why do you think that referrals are important? To record them and to keep a note of how many we get. Why do you think that's important? Anyone like to shout out?
If
you measure it, sorry, go ahead, Chris.
No worries. It's just the validation of what you're doing. I like the idea that you're not shouting about yourself; somebody else is doing it for you.
Yep, fantastic. So some of the things we talk about whenever we talk about referrals, and to really put it in steroids, what different types of networking activities are you part of? So we might think of coming to this meeting today as a networking activity. Going to a close referral group might be a networking activity. But how many people out of all the referrals, so let's go back to somebody who, John, you get 80% of your business from referrals, is that correct? Can you unmute?
Yeah, it's roughly around that, yeah.
Yeah, 80%. That's fantastic. So my question is, for the referrals that you were giving, how did you thank the people that gave you the referrals?
either verbally or through email, because sometimes they come through email.
Okay,
So
fantastic. And again, that's general. One of the accountants I work with, he told me one day, "Oh, I got a referral, turned in a good bit of business from one of my customers. Fantastic. How did you thank them?" Well, I send them an email. So I'm just going to put it to you. Do you really think that that's good enough? Do you really think it's good enough just to ring and thank someone or to send an email? How could we put that on steroids? What would
Give a referral back.
Yeah, you could give a referral back. Fantastic. What about?
I would make a phone call, Andrew, or arrange a meeting to thank them.
Yeah, fantastic. Likely take them for a cup of coffee or whatever as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's that understanding that we're building a connection, whether we send a thank you card, whether we take them for a cup of coffee, or whether we send them a small gift. It's understanding that we're in a relationship business and we should use that. And I believe in the law of reciprocity, that when people give you something, you give something back, and that idea. So so if we can understand those simple things of activities, then I believe we could even get more referrals from what we're already getting. So as we think further, what is a referral? Everyone will nearly have a slightly different definition what a referral is. So any comments? Some people have spoken already. Is there anybody else there that would like to jump in and say what a referral is to them?
For me, a referral is a warm to hot lead that you can actually convert into business, not just a contact.
Okay, excellent. And I'm going to put out today that a lead slightly different from a referral, but that's fine. And it depends where you are. A friend of mine, if you told him that there was a new shop opening around the corner, he took that as a referral. So everyone will have a different definition of what a referral is. So if it was a lead, that was a lead to him to go and do something. There's some people would say there's like 10 different shades to a referral. Okay. First one might be very simply, you give a name, a contact information. That might be something you might think of. Some people might give out literature, business cards, or company information. People would put that down as a shade of a referral. Is it a referral? Is it a genuine referral? Some people might say, "Oh, use my name. Go to so and so. Use my name for that service." Some people might think, "Well, that's a referral. It's word of mouth in that sense." Some people might even think of sending a letter of recommendation with a testimonial. Or we might even take that, send a letter of introduction and a follow-up phone call. So based on those 5 potential things that are on the screen, which one of those, or when you put in the chat box, do you believe is a referral? Which one of those?
Testimony for sure.
Patrick, going with 5. Anybody else? 3, 4?
5, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Well, we'll try to do interaction here. Okay, we've got 5. Okay. Well, for me, it's a bit of a trick question because I believe it's number 6. So for me, the minimum level of what I call a referral is whenever a person is qualified, the prospect is qualified, I know the specific need they have, I know the interest they have, and I have arranged permission. This is the bit, I have arranged permission for the referral source to call the prospect. Okay, so all 3 people are fully involved in this. It's not something that's offhand, it is fully qualified. It's knowing the need, knowing the interest, and it's arranging permission for the referral source to call the prospect. So if you think that is the bare minimum. Then you can increase that to the very fact at number 10, you're bringing a referral source a closed deal. So here's the thing, if we started at number 1 to number 5, what do you think the possibilities are as a percentage of getting those referrals? High or low? Shout out, high or low?
High.
And the 1 to 5 of getting the business. If I go back to number 1 to 5, do you think what's
low?
No, low.
I think testimony is high, because if it's somebody who is respected and they write a testimony on your behalf, that's, in my opinion, that's really good because it's broad and it goes out to a bunch of people instead of just one.
Yeah, and I'm not doing away with the fact that testimonies. That's not what I'm trying to do here. The fact is, though, if you're talking about referral for me is whenever the 2 people have or 3 people have actually communicating, and they might have passed on the testimony, because that's how the proof that I have whenever I qualify. This is what I'm talking about, and we'll come to that in a moment. So it's understanding that once we get to 6 to 10, we have a better opportunity where the person has been qualified. We know all the needs are. We actually know the business that we're referring into both ways, and we have a better opportunity of closing business. So what I would say to you is, it's moving people. If you thought number 5 was a referral, how can we move people from 5 to 6? How can we move people from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4? How can we get it from that testimonial to knowing the person and actually turn it into a referral where the person's expecting the phone call? That's important. So if we think of referral marketing, if we think of word of mouth and all these different things, so we'll come to VBON, we go to BNI groups, we go to chamber events, we go to all these different events, networking. But I wonder, do you actually have a goal for referred business? So be honest, does anybody here not got a goal for referred business? Shout out.
Yep.
Okay, so if you just think of that, I take it, Alec, you're fairly switched on. I think you've got goals for your business, though, haven't you?
Yes.
You've got goals for the amount of turnover you want.
Yes.
So why would we not have goals for the amount of referred business we're looking for? Because then we can actually start to manage it. So what I'd like you to do is to write down actually on a piece of paper, just at this time, just for you or however you write, what would I like my next 12 months to be? How much business would you like? And if you're brave enough, share that in the chat box this morning. How much business would you like to get from referred business? So 10 grand could be a lot of business for some, 100 grand could be others. What is it for you? The one with the highest referral goal, Alec's going to give a bonus to today.
You match it.
Okay, so let's think of that. Okay, let's just think of that goal that you're looking for in your business. So Alec, you picked 100 grand, okay? So if you were thinking of referrals as an average, okay, what's a number of referrals you think would be needed, converted to turn into business? How many referrals would you need?
That'll be 200, Alec, could it?
And they're live ones, Nick. They're live ones.
2,000.
Probably easily need, I'd say 50.
Okay.
Easily need 50.
Okay, so you need 50, converted 50, okay? So what's your closure rate, Alec?
Closure rate would be 1 in 5.
So 1 in 5. So if you think like that, if you need 50 converted referrals, you close 1 in 5. How many referrals does Alec need?
250.
250 referrals.
5 per week.
He needs 5 per week. So there's something needs to change here. Either Alec needs to go better at a selling closure rate, or he needs to get better quality referrals. Would that be a fair comment?
Yep.
So if we understand those couple of numbers, key metrics, then that can make a massive difference to it. So
But
then,
this is only measuring business through referrals,
yeah,
as opposed to legacy business. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So if you want 100 grand, and it's a good figure to go for, number of referrals, I reckon it was 50. His closure rate is 1 in 5, so he actually need 250 referrals. So at that point, you might think, well, that's not realistic. I'm not too sure if I could do that. Okay, so then you need to think of either getting higher paying clients, better quality of closure rate, or better quality of referrals. Okay, so it's understanding what we're doing just by following that. So again, sometimes when we go to networking events, and what's the main aim of going to a networking event? Sorry, you're on mute there, Patrick.
I said building relationships.
Okay, building relationships. Anybody else?
Social intercourse.
Meeting new people.
Meet new people. So ultimately, a lot of people are going there to sell. Would that be a fair comment? And in some ways, at the end, they're looking for a sale. They're looking for a sale at some point.
At some point.
Yeah, we're all doing it. So if we think of golf and soccer, we think of professional golfers, professional soccer players. What have they got in common? Give me a couple of shouts. What have they got in common? A professional golfer, professional soccer player. What have they got in common?
Golf and soccer.
Balls.
Balls.
Okay, apart from that, what's the characteristics of a golfer and a soccer player?
They've got goals to aim at.
We've got goals to aim at. Yeah, what else?
Focus.
Money.
Focus, money, driven, any other
Organization.
How do
Sponsorship.
sponsorship? Yeah, are you looking sponsorship for your business? Sorry. So here's the thing. What's the difference between them? What's the difference between a professional golfer and professional footballer?
The size of the ball, spectacles.
Individual versus team.
Individual. Let's try and keep this sensible. Amit, thank you very much for that.
Bringing this conversation back on the line, are we?
If you think about this thing, we've got ourselves on one side, and then we've got other prospects we're looking for, and we can spend an amount of money and an amount of time just trying to get prospects, whether we're out there, whatever we're doing, spending activities, whether it be online, buying Google AdWords, whatever we're doing, spend time and money to get that. Would that be a fair comment? And it takes also a long time to get up from a prospect to a client. It can take a long time. So how can we speed that process up? Well, really, we look at referral sources. Who knows our current clients as it is? Okay, so if I was a plumber, who might be a good referral source for me?
Any sort of builder, electrician, anybody in the trades is a potential referral.
Estate agent.
An estate agent. A estate agent could be a really good one because they're like a magnet. Okay, where people are drawn to them. Those can be good for me to go and to work with and to build a relationship with. So as you think of your prospects, who potentially knows the prospect before you? Who's in the middle of that sale potentially? Who can make the introduction? So whenever we come to, and I use this one a lot, so maybe if you heard me use it in the past, don't jump in straight away. But if I was a professional wedding photographer, who might know my client first?
Hotel.
Yep. Who else?
Florist.
Florist, yeah. Excellent. Well done.
Jeweler.
A jeweler is the first person. The jeweler is the first person in the whole process, because that's normally what starts, where the rings are bought. Sometimes some of the other partners might know the ring has been bought, okay, for that engagement. So if the jeweler and the photographer has a relationship, do you think there's a chance he might get the wedding photographs? Especially if he does the engagement photographs. Somebody told me that if he gets the engagement photographs, 99% sure he's getting the wedding photographs as well. So if we think of it, we think of that jeweler for the wedding photographer. What I'd like you to write down on your piece of paper today, or your iPad, or Remarkable, is who is your jeweler? Who is your jeweler today? Who could be one of the sources for business for you today that you could build a relationship with? Would anybody like to just give me a couple of examples?
Accountant for me.
Accountant, excellent, Alec.
Architect,
excellent. One more and then we'll move on quickly.
HR managers.
Recruitment, what was that, Patrick?
No, same, HR and recruitment.
HR,
Yeah.
excellent. So what stops people getting referrals?
not asking for them.
Well, some people would say you don't ask for referrals, but that can be the case as well. It's how you ask as well. I think it's about referral seeds, I believe, planting them along the way. But what other things stops people from getting referrals?
Well,
People
first
don't
off, I
know what
suppose
you do. They don't know what you do clearly.
People don't know what you do. Yep. Cormac?
you have to put yourself in a situation to get them. So if you're not in a networking sphere, you're not going to get them for a start.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, that can be one of the reasons. Yeah. What else? This is where I have a difficulty. You have to be liked. You have to be likable as well. It's not only about, people use the analogy of know, like, and trust, but people need to know you, need to like you. That's an important thing. So some of the things that stop people getting referrals, people don't know what you do, and they don't know how good you actually are. So in many ways, we're invisible to a lot of people. But the reality is, I believe each one of us are sitting in the middle of referrals. You might think, well, I don't understand that. So I just want to do as a show of hands, and somebody can maybe count them for me. How many people in here on this call today do not have a current, up-to-date will in place?
A what in place, Andrew? Sorry?
A will.
I will.
will? A current, up-to-date will. Be honest. Many hands have we got up, Alec?
At least 6 and more, maybe. I'm just flashing through them here. Yeah, 6, 8.
So there potentially, if I was in a situation, thank you, take a snapshot of that, Alex, so we can watch it later, so I can pass a referral to the solicitor for all your wills in place. So potentially what I'm saying to you is, if I knew that, you can pick your hand down, Cormac, unless you want to talk, do you? Okay.
I want the will, Alec.
But the reality is, and we talk about this sometimes, you've got maybe young kids, or for instance, one simple thing might be if a father and mother was killed in an accident, where would the kids go whenever you die? And if you don't have a will in place, they might actually become ward of state, so that type of thing.
And I'm able to say this, Andrew, as another BNIer. In my group, we have a solicitor who does all wills for free. So if anybody wants to contact me, there we go.
There you are, free will. Okay, so that's what I mean by we're sitting in the middle of referrals. The fact is, then we sometimes go networking, and I'm going to finish this up. What do we do? What is it we do? People ask that question. People don't really want to know you're an accountant. People want to know the results that you're actually delivering. So just think like that, as opposed to the label that you've got, think of the results. I'm not an accountant, I'm someone who saves people's tax or whatever it might be. So here very quickly, I want to do, this is like a referral generation activity. Would it also be fair to say that if we are relying on word of mouth, if we're on a network like this, the people might be willing to help us? Would that be a fair comment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we all are serious about referrals, 80% of our business, 70% comes from referrals, who do you want to speak to? Put that in the chat box now. Which company in Ireland or the world do you want to speak to? Let's see the chat box and see how busy it gets. Gary Gold, HR managers. Okay, Teresa, that's really great. HR managers, what company? Which company? If I could wave a magic wand for you, Teresa, which company would you like me to introduce you to first?
Good luck.
So we've got Evelyn with B2B financial decision makers. I'm going to ask that question. I'm going to drive you a bit more. What actual company do you want? Okay. So just in what we've got so far, Nicholas, you've got engineering companies or a technical practice. Which one do you want? Okay. Because this minute in time, it's out here. How can we bring that in? So thinking about that, does anybody know any of those potential requests today? Totally random today. Does anyone know anyone else to start with? You can speak up if you do. Okay, means we must be very quiet then.
Yeah, no, I'm looking through them. I don't have contacts in any of those.
Okay.
But here's the thing, Andrew. You might, for instance, I put down Kerry Gold. I meant Kerry Group, but it's typo. But like someone else was looking for that. I know someone who's trying to get in there and who's already told me once they get in there, I'll get in there. Do you know what I mean? So it's like build it. And again, that's because of a one-to-one I did.
Yeah. So understanding who you want to speak to. So this is, I'll finish with this here. I've got more slides, but I am caught for time. Who can actually help you? As we think of that, remember we talked about who the people, the sources are in between? Just think of it. Your business network members. Are you a member of another strong referral network? Are you a part of other networks? Satisfied clients, staff members could be great for you, or people whose business benefits from yours. Think also of others that you do business with currently. They could potentially be helping you. How many times do we think that these people don't actually give me referrals? Really, when you think about it, how many you get? People that have given you referrals. You know, it's always a chance to go back and see. They might have other stuff for you, willing to help people you've given referrals to, or contact spheres. We're talking about the jeweler and that type of thing. Those are ideas this morning that we could work on. What I want to finish with was, if you want to this morning, or finish off with a slide, some free resources. If you click on that QR code or go into it, you'll see in there my link tree, and there's a bit free resources, and there's one PDF in there, but 5 steps to a quality referral. You want to have a further conversation, anything I've covered this morning, then just book a call with me. So thank you very much this morning, and hopefully that's been good for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Much appreciated.
Great,
Thank you.
Andrew.
Okay, that's it. I'm doing that. I'll stop the recording now.
Nice slides as well, Andrew.
Yes, sorry, I didn't mean to say at the start. Thank you. Those slides were designed by Cormac, so they were.